Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, based upon where you are. Let me just take a moment and I want to share this to my group. Okay, good. So it is shared. Hi, everyone. I trust you all had a fantastic weekend, a fantastic holiday. And I trust that you all got, time to spend with your family and loved ones. Back to business from today. For those of you who are new to my profile, I am Risha Ferdinand. I'm a boutique business strategist. So I work with product-based businesses to help them turn their hustles into sustainable retail businesses. So today I want to talk about this topic, and this is a hot topic. I actually saw it in a Facebook group and I decided, let me do a live on this today. And the topic is, I don't do returns. Customers can be real nasty. Now, you will know for sure, because you have a product-based business, many times you have to create that policy where it says that return policy or that refund policy. But you run a risk when you accept returns. And the risk you run is some customers would return your product soiled, dirty, smelly. They may even wear it and package it and return it and say they no longer want it. So it has deodorant stains. It can have lipstick marks on it. You know how some of these returns can be really, really nasty. So what do you do as a business owner in a situation like this? How can you protect yourself? Now, I am not speaking about your returns policy here. I am speaking about your financial impact. How can you cushion that financial impact whereby you don't have that surprise factor? Because being annoyed about that customer returning your product soiled and damaged and smelly. Besides dealing with that, you have to now deal with the financial impact whereby you lose a sale and you lose the profit on that product. So what can be done in a situation like this? So grab your notepad and your pen. I'm going to give you some notes here. Firstly, I'm going to give you an example. Let's say we are in the business of selling dresses, okay? We have 100 dresses that we want to sell for the month of December. Okay, this is an example, so follow me. We have 100 dresses that we want to sell in the month of December. The cost price, the final cost price of one dress is $5. The selling price for one dress is $20. Our profit on one dress is $15, right? Good. We intend to sell 100 dresses in the month of December. However, in you selling your dresses, your hopes is to sell all of your inventory. However, you need to create a contingency. A contingency, also known as a cushion. A contingency for returns. How much of those 100 sales do you expect to get as a return? Really, how much of those 100 items do you expect to be returned? Now, I always tell everyone, I tell my clients, create a 10% contingency. If you create a 10% contingency, what that happens is it cushions your fall, as opposed to not creating a contingency or not creating a budget to cushion that fall. Because what will happen is when a customer returns, it will hit you like a ton of brick. It is because you didn't cater for it or you didn't budget for it. So therefore, when the return comes, it makes you annoyed, pissed, and you want to red flag that customer. You don't want to do business with them again. Now, the truth is, if you protect yourself for it, whereby you're pretending or you're preparing that this is going to happen, when it actually happens, you can actually stand guard. For example, we have that 100 dresses that I mentioned earlier. We are estimating that 10 of those dresses will be returned in the month of December. So what do? We therefore, in our budget for the month of December, we will have our total sales budget, we will have our total profit budget, but we will also have inside of there what we estimate to lose. How much money do we estimate or project to lose from those 100 sales? And that is where the 10 orders will come in. Those 10 items, we're expecting them to be returned. So we're expecting to lose 10 sales. We're expecting to lose profits on those 10 dresses. So at the end of December now, let's say December month has completed, and we are now reviewing what transpired in December. We can look back at December and say, oh, 7 items were returned. But guess what? I budgeted for 10 items to be returned, but only 7 items returned. So how do you feel now? Do you feel hurt? Do you feel annoyed? No, you actually feel satisfied because you know you prepared for that. You prepared for the returns. You estimated and you were looking forward for returns coming in. And you were actually looking for 10 returns to come in. However, you did even better. Only 7 returns came in. Versus not budgeting at all for returns. And then what happens? When it hits you, it's like, a return came in. Oh my God, this happened and that happened. So that is how you actually, ladies, when you are budgeting and when you are creating prices for your products, you want to ensure that you're always accounting for returns. Now, I know there is that school of thought that says it's your cost price times 3 to come up with your selling price. But I always come back to ask, does that formula take into account contingencies? Contingencies for returns, contingencies for salaries, contingencies for other business-related expenses. So when you are having a return, you know for a fact you budget for it. In addition to which, you want to be able to recoup that cost inside of your selling prices. So say, for example, you determine what your selling price is going to be. Let's say it's $20 for the selling price of that dress. However, the market or the going price for that dress is actually $28. You can say, because you are estimating to lose some sales on returns, those returned items, because you are estimating to lose some sales, you can now make back that money in your selling price. So you can now take your selling price up from $20 to, let's say, $23. So that way, if someone returns an item and you think it's a lost sale or a lost profit, you actually recouping that lost sale, a fraction of it, inside of your other products that you have selling. So you have to be very strategic on how you are pricing your products. You have to be very strategic on how you are budgeting for your returns, because let me tell you, customers can be really mean as well. Some customers could even say, hey, I never got your item, and in fact they did. So what do? Many times business owners would ship it again. So you would have lost the item twice, but you were paid for it once. How are you going to recoup that cost? So as a business owner, as someone who sells product items, who sell physical items, you want to ensure that you are factoring all of these costs. So it does not take you by surprise. It does not cut into your estimated profits. It does not cut into your budgeted sales, because you have factored in these contingencies in your numbers. So if your business actually does better, whereby you don't have much returns than anticipated, it's a favorable impact for you. However, if you do have more returns than anticipated, what you would do is make a management decision and say, hey, I'm accustomed getting 12 returns every month. I'm going to now raise my contingency from 10 to 15. As a business owner, it's more than just marketing and sales. You need to ensure the mechanics of your business is being set up properly so you can have an easier business that can continue in the foreseeable future. Having a wise or having a sexy marketing strategy does not guarantee that your business will continue in the foreseeable future. Let me just repeat that. Having a sleek, having a sexy, having the best marketing strategy does not guarantee that your business will continue in the foreseeable future. You can have an excellent marketing strategy that is giving you consistent sales, but because of all of these returns that you've been having, because of all of these other surprises in business expenses that you never budgeted for, you are actually making a loss or you are actually breaking even. And because of that, your business will not continue in the foreseeable future. So you want to ensure that as you want your business to grow and grow into a legacy, because that is your aim, you want your business to grow into a legacy, and whereby you can leave your 9 to 5 and you can now sit back and watch your business make millions for you. In order for that to happen, you need to have all of your mechanics working together, and it's more than just sales and marketing. You need your systems in place, and dealing and addressing with returns from your customers is important. It's more than just having a return policy or a no refund policy. It's more than that. It is actually how are you dealing with that as a financial impact on your business? How is it cutting into your profits? How are you going to now recoup that lost money? For example, we would have come out of a weekend of sales. Actually, today is Cyber Monday, so many of us are having sales today. So what that means is you would have earned lower profits. How are you going to recoup that in the months go by, in the weeks coming up? What is your plan to recoup all of that money over the next couple of weeks? Because you would have cut into your sales and your profits. What you would have usually made $20 on, you're now making $10 or $5. So how are you intending to make back that money in the next couple of weeks? Are you getting what I'm saying? So it's more than just having a slick marketing and sales campaign for your business. It's more than just getting traffic to your website and converting your website traffic into sales. You have to now consider, how am I going to let my business continue in the foreseeable future? Because you and I know for a fact you would have made minimal profits over this weekend. You would have had, some of you had great sales, but how much of it was profits? Some of you were able just to make back your cost you invested into the business, and which is fine. But what is your action plan going forward? How are you going to recoup all of that money that you lost over the weekend? So here am I to tell you, as a boutique business strategist, all of these unexpected costs must be recouped. And especially your returns. How are you going to recoup that? Are you going to revisit your pricing strategy? Look back at your pricing strategy and ensure that you have the right pricing strategy, whereby you are also including and taking into consideration those returns, those product returns. And take, for example, you would have had sales over this weekend. What if someone comes and returns those items in the next couple of days? What do you have in place for that? So, I trust that this live was informative, and I trust that it was able to, bring some clarity and pop some questions into your head, so that way you can start to think, hey, I didn't consider this. I didn't consider having a contingency budget, as Risha stated. I didn't consider thinking about what if someone returns my product in the next couple of days. I didn't consider XYZ. Think about these questions that I asked today, and really come up with the answers for it. Can your business continue in the foreseeable future? If you continuously do not budget and do not create a contingency for all of these surprises, how are you going to recoup it? Now, I've gotten your attention, and I want to remind you to get the Plug and Play 365 resource. The Plug and Play 365 resource has 365 days of social media content already written for you. All you have to do is copy, edit it, insert your product names, your product descriptions, and your business name, and you hit post. Many of you have been working beyond midnight creating content. Many of you have been working beyond midnight planning and strategizing on what to come up with and what to offer and what sale to have and what sale not to have and which products to move with. All of that time can actually be reduced if you manage your time wisely. And I created the Plug and Play 365 resource just for you boutique businesses. This is all about product-based businesses. Why did I take my time to create 365 days of content? It's because I want you to run a sustainable retail business. I do not want you to just run a hustle. I want your business to continue in the foreseeable future. I want you to be able to have a plan for your sales, what products you're going to have, what offers you're going to have in the next 3 to 6 to 9 and 12 months. I want you to be thinking about next year Valentine's, next year summer, next year Thanksgiving, Juneteenth, all of these holidays from now. Because when you plan from now, ladies, what this is doing is positioning your business to be able to run systematically with a process. It's no longer about a hustle. It's no longer about you fighting for time during your working hours or with your kids just to ensure that your business is surviving. Don't repeat what you have been repeating in this year. You've done a fantastic job in 2021. But I encourage you that in 2022, make a difference. Do things that are wise and strategic to grow your business. And if it entails automating a number of things, then do it. Get the Plug and Play 365. It's more than just 365 days of content. It's actually a planner, a detailed planner by product. That's detail that I've went into that planner because I know these financial things are not discussed. We always hear questions about sales and marketing and visibility, but we forget about the financial part of the business, and hence the reason why many small businesses fail within the first 3 to 5 years. Because all they're thinking about is getting sales, but no one is considering paying yourself a salary. No one is taking into consideration the cash flow of the business. I've had too many clients that said I'm making in excess of $20,000 in sales a month, yet I don't see my profits, yet I don't see my money. And that's because the money is not being managed correctly. In the Plug and Play 365 resource, you will get the entire template to help you manage that money that is coming in, to be able now to know what goes to your vendor, what goes back into inventory, what goes to your salary. All of this is inside of there. In addition to that, you also have an email sequence template. It's more than just having welcome emails and more than just having win back email sequences. It's also about what do you do when a customer does not open your email? What do you do when a customer opens your email and does not take action? What do you do when you've been consistently sending a customer an email and they've never opened it? Are you going to consistently send them other emails? What is the strategy? So by having the 365 Plug and Play resource, inside of there is a template for you to come up with the different emails and email titles based upon the recipient's behavior. And I did all of that for you product-based businesses, because many times emphasis is placed on service-based businesses and you product-based businesses are generally overlooked. So if you have time today, take a look at the Plug and Play 365 resource. Look at the demo and see how it works, so you will have an idea how this can be so valuable to your business. So valuable to you because you're going to save time. What are you losing right now? What are you losing right now when you spend too much time creating content? What are you losing right now spending time going through your IG, looking at people who are not following you and unfollowing them? What are you losing? You are losing a lot by just not spending your time wisely, by not being really strategic in what you're doing in your boutiques. And boutiques can make millions of dollars. But boutiques don't make millions of dollars with slick marketing only. It's a lot of different pieces that come together, working together in tandem to ensure that that boutique, that product-based business hits the $1 million category. All right? So I trust that this live was informative. And I trust that you're now going to start a budget properly and include in your prices your contingency for returns. Okay? So do have a good rest of the evening. This was a short live, and I trust that it was very informative. If you have any questions, please send me a message, right? Because I am here to build legacies. I don't build hustles. Bye.